My big question is, how can one's unselfish actions benefit others to help create peace and justice? When it comes to how we treat other people, there are two sides to the tale. One can be selfish or unselfish, and we have seen this in a bunch of stories told in class. The first story that comes to mind is Water of Life. In this story, the two older sons seemed to be a little selfish and thought they didn't need the help of anyone and could find the water of life on their own. Because they were selfish and didn't take the advice of others, they were unable to find the water of life. Therefore, the youngest son set out to find the water of life, and he decided to listen to the small voice. This unselfish act allowed him to receive the help he needed in order to find the water of life and help his sick father. The second story that comes to mind is Kanu. In this story, the fly showed great unselfishness by helping save the lives of the guests and warning them what food had poison in it. This act of looking out for others is a great quality to have. In Golden Water, the youngest sister was unselfish when she put a drop of water on each stone on the mountain. This brought back to life everyone who previously tried to climb the mountain and failed. At a local level, Martin Luther King Jr. and his unselfish actions created peace and justice by helping African Americans gain rights. Furthermore, a person that I look up to as a model for showing me how to develop my sense of unselfishness is professional soccer player Xavi. Xavi spent most of his years playing for FC Barcelona, and his unselfishness is what made him named one of the most selfless soccer players of all time and one of the best midfielders of all time. Xavi is the type of player that does not seek any sort of glory for himself. He is a creative player who is much more interested in his teammates' success than his own. He's the type of player that would rather assist his teammates than score a goal himself. The lessons I have learned playing sports have been incredibly valuable, and Xavi is an example of an exceptional athlete who has shown great unselfishness over his entire career. I love to translate lessons learned from athletics into everyday life, and I think Xavi is a great role model. On an individual level, when I arrived here on campus at UMD, I realized I needed extended time on exams. After receiving help from the DSS office, I received the extra time I needed, and the DSS office was always there if I ever needed help with anything. Because I appreciated their help so much, I saw a transformation with special application to the development of my own character. I decided I had to give back to the organization, so I decided to become a member of the DSS Student Advisory Board. I now help new DSS students organize their study schedules during midterm weeks and much more. This is how I use my unselfish actions to benefit others and help create peace and justice. Considering the particular level in Horton Hears a Who, Boyd summarizes it by saying, quote, "By making Horton the protector of a people whose existence only he could naturally hear, and by making others opposed to his protecting these invisible and inaudible people, Dr. Seuss had his story." End quote. Considering the example I mentioned earlier from my own individual level, my niche is that I have a reading disability where I read a lot slower than the average person. This is what has allowed me to tell my story revolving around my experiences with the DSS office and the extended time accommodations I acquired. After analyzing my big question using opposites, the universal level, the local level, the individual level, and the particular level, I hope one can understand how one's unselfish actions can benefit others to help create peace and justice.